Alright, so for those that think I've gone full Trump and jumped on the Trump bandwagon, this one's for you. The new space race, people, it's the answer to Flat Earth. To sacrifice some wolves, to give the illusion by the wizards and warlocks once again that they've taken care of the bad men, like they did the Nazis. And now they've even taken in Elon Musk was a black hat, but they turned him. Now he's a good guy because we need a new space race, so he has to be a good guy. You don't believe me? Here, listen to your president.
Of the universe, we unlock truths within ourselves. That's true. Our journey into space will not only make us stronger and more prosperous, but will unite us behind grand ambitions and bring us all closer together. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh.
Can you believe that space is going to do that?
What do you think, Buzz?
I thought politics would do that. Well, we'll have to rely on space instead. Can you
Did you hear him?
believe that space is going to do that? I thought politics would do that. Well, we'll have to rely on space instead.
We'll just have to rely on space again instead. Politics ain't quite cutting it. They know we're all full of shit again. So now we have to mesmerize and fantasize them into submission. So what would we do? We'll take out a few pedos, take out the people they know are corrupt, and get our new round of wizards and warlocks to take off their robes, put on some business suits, and sell you a new space race. Boom. You think this agenda hasn't been around for a while? Truth in movies, people? Anyone? 1902. One of the first films of all time just happens to be about a trip to the moon. Well, let's check it out. Look at that. Look at all the little magician, wizard, and warlock outfits. Looking into their telescopes. Looking up at the moon. All the little wizards and warlocks. So we know who's in control of Hollywood. We know they send their message out, their plans, their agendas out through the movies. Look at the globe. Not everybody was convinced it was a globe in 1902, I assure you. Look into it. So this is propaganda pushing right here. All of it started back here in the movies and hasn't stopped since. War of the Worlds? You think they put War of the Worlds and scared millions of people just for the fun of it? Or to plant that alien seed, that space seed? A big bullet with people in it. Personally, I find it to be immensely ironic indeed to see the portrayal of wizards and magicians being those who first envisioned the idea of flying from the Earth to the moon. I agree, and I want to thank you very much for putting this. I mean, this, you know, just talk about more solid confirmation. I hadn't seen or heard of this movie before. Look at the column. I hadn't noticed that. The two masonry columns when I watched it before. They just got it all in here. First round of moon hoaxes. We are going to be so revered by the rest of humanity. Yes, you will. We will be praised for our magnificent achievement. Oh, the achievement of going to the moon, you say? No. The achievement of getting the overwhelming majority of the world to believe the illusion you went to the moon. That's even the key point. But first, we better change out of these wizard robes and dress like businessmen and scientists. Amazing. A space capsule. Incredible how Jules Verne happened to so closely predict the sort of craft that eventually would take men to the moon, isn't it? Just these guys are prophets. They're just fortune tellers and magicians, wizards and warlocks. Oh, look here. Breaking news. Trump tells NASA to send astronauts to Mars. Back to moon. Oh, oops. Trump and Pence would like to send astronauts back to the moon now. Some I've heard saying, oh, he knows the moon was a hoax, so that's why he's exposing it. Well, I hope so, because if you read this article, that's not what it's leading me to believe. Something about it's going to take at least a decade to get back to the moon. So it didn't take them that long the first time around in the 60s and 70s. But it could take a decade or longer, they say, to get back to the moon. When SpaceX is about to launch Falcon Heavy, supposedly the rocket they're going to use to send a fucking Tesla to orbit the sun. And now how that fucking works without it getting sucked into the sun when the sun's got planets locked 93 million miles away from it, locked in gravitational orbit, but a small little capsule is going to be able to orbit it without getting sucked into. Yeah, it makes a lot of fucking sense. Anyways, so let's see what old Trump has to say here.
And it'll get more and more obvious as you go along.
Yes, it is, Mr. Trump. That indeed it is. Your plans are becoming more and more obvious. The plans of the wizards and warlocks. Let's listen in.
This is a giant step toward that inspiring future and toward reclaiming America's proud destiny in space. And space has so much to do with so many other applications, including a military application. So we are the leader, and we're going to stay the leader, and we're going to increase it manyfold.
More military money, baby! Can't cut that military money. Look who wrote this fucking article. Dan Murica. What are all the fucking rednecks in America saying right now after reading this or hearing this? America! We're going back to space! Because we live in America! Dan Murica! I'm sorry. It's just so funny. NASA needs more money. Do you see what's going on here, people? They are sacrificing a few wolves. I don't know how they're going to do it, what they're going to do, but to bring peace, and they're selling you a new fucking space race. What is their answer to Flat Earth? A new space race. And you have got major, quote, air quotes, Flat Earth channels that aren't saying a fucking word about it. In fact, you've got other Flat Earth channels associated with those channels pushing this shit. So again, if you think I'm pushing Trump, pushing this, I'm just showing all possible angles. I'm saying you're gonna get good news because they're trying to reel you back in to sell more space bullshit. Maybe not you that already know you don't live on a globe, but everybody else. All the other truthers. This is the answer, this is the response to the Flat Earth movement. Why do I say that? Well, because it's the same old fucking wizards and warlocks it's always been. This is a Q post from November 20th. Good will always defeat evil, blah, blah, blah. No rigging or blackmail this time. We're just gonna bullshit you with more wizardry and warlocks.